I'd invested $20,000 in a mastermind. That was my first investment, by the way, guys. $20,000. The reason I share this with you is how to rewire your broke mindset and collapse time and bullshit record time. This is what you want to do for yourself. You want to get clear on the 1 or 2 or 3. You want to maximum only be rewiring 3 beliefs at once, not like 10. This is why affirmations a lot of the time don't work. I don't want you reading out fucking 50 pages of affirmations. I would rather you get clear on 3 beliefs that you are ingraining into your subconscious mind. Welcome to the Alex Tripod Show, the space where we blend 5D frequency with real world flex. After coaching thousands globally and becoming one of the most trusted and triggering voices in manifestation, I realized you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you're willing to fucking become. So if you're a high achieving entrepreneur who knows that we're born for more wealth, more influence, more unapologetic power, then strap in. This podcast is your permission slip to collapse timelines, rewrite the rules, and embody the version of you that gets everything they came for. Because let's be real, nothing is real, everything's a hologram, and you're about to bend it all in your favor. Let's fucking go. Welcome to another episode on the Alex Tripod Show. Today we're going to go into how to rewire your broke mindset and collapse time. This is also going to be heavily skewed to, and I actually got a DM yesterday, and he was like, hey, she was like, can you please do an episode for newbie coaches that are really wanting to scale and grow, and the, I guess, mindset shifts that we need in order to quantum shift into, creating financial freedom in our coaching business. So I'm going to kind of give you like a generic formula, but also I'm going to give you a bit of a storytelling of how I went from basically getting paid, paycheck to paycheck, living 9-to-5 job, quite broke mindset, to be honest, into a very successful coaching business in bullshit record time. So the first thing that I want to kind of share, and, I always touch on the science behind manifestation, but it's really about isolating the beliefs that you need to program your subconscious mind with in order to manifest the reality you desire, right? A lot of people think manifesting is, I'm going to work really hard and I'm going to take action. And yes, part of it is stepping into your courage and taking shit your pants action and doing things that most people aren't willing to do. But also what you're talking about is just working hard. You're hurling your body through space and time. You're not actually manifesting. Manifesting is collapsing time, it's quantum shifting, it's identity work to get there faster. This is why it looks magic, because you're energetically aligning to a different version of you. How do we do this? Well, if we know that subconsciously what we manifest 95% of the time is coming from our unconscious automatic programs stored in our subconscious mind, meaning your life right now is a physical manifestation of what's going on in your subconscious mind, and 95% of the time what we're manifesting is coming from the subconscious. So even though you could consciously be saying, I want financial freedom, I want a successful business, I want to shift into 10K, 20K, 100K months, if there's something in your subconscious mind around money, around success, around business, around the time it should take, guess what's going to manifest? The subconscious beliefs are going to far outweigh and trump what you're consciously trying to call in, which is why manifesting your goals can be so freaking frustrating for so many people when we are not equipped with the right tools and we don't know scientifically what's going on in our belief systems, neurologically, in our nervous system, subconsciously, subatomically, atomically, right? For me, this is why I'm so obsessed with the science behind manifestation, because once I understood what's actually happening in my brain and neural growth factor and how new beliefs get wired and how brain glue, NGF, gets redistributed in the brain and what's happening and how long it takes and the metaphysical laws of the universe and Newtonian law time versus quantum time. And when I fucking understood all of this, Of course, I was married to my bulletproof reprogramming system. Of course, I was more motivated to stay consistent, even on the days that I didn't feel like it, because I knew that it was a compounding effect. So every day that I showed up for myself and I did the thing to rewire my subconscious mind, and I did the thing to be consistent and to speak into existence, abracadabra comes from a Hebrew saying, we create what we speak. Every day that I did it, even though I didn't feel like it, because the old version of me wanted me to fucking stay in the familiar broke reality, right? Because unconsciously you'd rather stay in a familiar hell than an unfamiliar heaven. And that's just the way our brains are fucking wired. So when I understood all this, I really got obsessed with consistency and a morning routine. And I'm going to go specifically into, I guess, one of the biggest breakthrough moments of how I went from basically living paycheck to paycheck. I was a senior graphic designer at Scoop-On. I was earning, I'd say, about $900 in my pocket every week for 40 hours a week. So let's just say that's like just under 4,000 Australian dollars for 160 hours of work per month. Insane, right? So how did I go from that to within 3 months quitting my 9-to-5 job with not one paying fucking client, balls to the wall? How did I go from that to 3 months in and I shifted into my first 10K sales week? 10K week, right? I was mind blown. Not to mention, I'd sold 4 $2,500 programs. So I made 4 sales at $2,500 each, and I made 10K. So effectively, I had 4 sales calls. In 4 hours in that week, I made 10K, which was more than double what I'd made in my 9-to-5 job, working 160 hours. Crazy. So obviously, Alex had to believe different things, didn't she? She had to believe different things about her abilities. She had to believe different things about time for money. Was I exchanging time for money anymore? No, I was making a one-to-many program and sharing my codes with many. I didn't even go into one-on-one coaching. I went straight to one-to-many, selling programs and transformational programs. Wow, what a shift. I also had to up-level my belief systems around, like, guys, I'd never heard of like a lead magnet. What's a lead magnet? What's a fucking portal? What's an email CRM? Like, it was like Japanese to me. Like, building a personal brand was fully foreign to me. And I'd only use Instagram to share my life, like personal life. So when I shifted into like, you know, okay, I'm building a personal brand, it was completely different. So I had to change my belief systems around money, my abilities, my skill set, time for money, everything. And I remember I quit my job without one paying client. I took out a $20,000 loan from my bank and I invested $37,500 all on payment plans on 3 different things. Number 1, it was a meditation course called Transcendental Meditation, something I teach in 5DU, by the way. Everything I speak about, by the way, if you want the templates, the access, the tools, the step-by-step guidance, and you want to stop guessing, everything. I have my entire life's work in 5DU, and you get lifetime access to that portal. And then on top of that, you get basically 6 live touch points a month with me and my support coaches to actually coach you live and guide you as well. So there's so much support in there if you're serious about getting access to the life-changing tools and actually quantum shifting your life. Like, stop fucking ripping yourself off. Stop looking at free shit on YouTube constantly and wondering why it doesn't fucking work. Probably because you haven't actually got skin in the game and you haven't fully invested your money and your resource of money to be like, I'm worth investing in myself. I know this is a tangent, and I rarely use my fucking podcast to sell. Like, I rarely see it and go hard on selling. I just don't do that. I trust that the soulmate clients that are listening to this, they're going to feel when it's time. And also, some of you just need a fucking wake up call, and you need to fucking kick up the fucking ass, and you need a loving fucking nudge to be like, okay, I hear you. You're binging on my podcast. You're binging at other things. But when are you just going to be like, you know what? Like, I am my greatest return on investment. Maybe I'm just going to book in a call with Alex's team and I'm going to let them guide me and support me. And I'm going to see if one of her payment plans fits my financial budget so I can actually get guided by someone who's living the fucking life I want and that can help me accelerate this and bridge that gap a lot faster. Okay, so back to me quitting my job. I had invested $20,000 in a mastermind. That was my first investment, by the way, guys. $20,000 for a mastermind, just under $16,000 for my coaching qualifications and then my meditation course. The reason I share this with you is because part of the 20K mastermind is that we got a complimentary one-on-one session with the mindset coach, right? And so you get a setup coaching call with basically a mindset coach that was going to help you install the right programs subconsciously in what you need to believe to make this business work. So I think it was like the first week or two signing up to this mastermind. And I got on a Zoom call with this guy called Zach, who was a mindset coach, and love Zach. Anyway, so I ended up working with him one-on-one years later. But at the time, he was a support coach. And I'm on a Zoom, and I remember it was like, I think it was like 7 a.m. or maybe even 6:30 a.m. It was like a really early morning one. And I remember my mum and dad in the kitchen getting ready for work. Like dad was getting ready for work, mum was making him coffee. And I'd moved back home as soon as I quit my job to save, like I was living in my house. I was like, I need the rent money. So I rented it out so I could have rent money, so I could put that rent money towards my business. So every cost I could cut out that I could put towards my business, I was like, that's it. I need to make this loan work. And I need to put all my resources in the next 6 to 12 months into my business. Quick pause, legend. If you've been doing all the journaling, the healing, the courses, and you still feel like you're stuck at the same money ceiling, the same fears, the same invisible blocks, then you need to get yourself to TFX, the Frequency Experience. This is my 2-day transformational event on the Gold Coast where we literally detonate the old identity that's been running your life and activate the version of you who already has it all. You'll walk in as one version of yourself and you'll walk out as the one your future's been waiting for. So click the link in the show notes to claim your seat because there are literally only 80 people only allowed at this event until fully sold out. All right, back to the episode. So I moved back home with my parents, and basically I was doing this Zoom call, and I remember Zach was getting really clear on like, okay, we're going to rewire your beliefs. Essentially your broke fucking 9-to-5 mindset so you can collapse time in your coaching business. And I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, so what do you currently believe? And I still remember this process, and you might want to do this process with yourself. He's like, what do you currently believe about your business that you think is potentially not in alignment with what you want to create? And I'm like, well, I believe that you have to sell. And I'm no good at selling. I'm a shit salesperson. I don't know how to fucking sell. And it's interesting because I even had like unconsciously this shame around selling, because being at Scoop-On, what would I hear? I'd hear sales reps cold calling people and leads and getting fucking hung up on and rejected all day long. So in my head, I'm like, salespeople are icky. They're annoying. It equals rejection, right? That's literally the only experience I had on sales. Not sales equals service, which is what we talk about in the coaching industry, right? And so I was like, I'm a shit salesperson. I wouldn't even know where to start. He's like, okay, what's the opposite of this? And I'm like, well, the opposite of I'm a shit salesperson is like, I'm the best fucking salesperson in the world. Like, he's like, great. And he wrote that down. He's like, what else do you believe about your business? I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what a lead magnet is. I don't know how to promote myself. I don't have the skills that I need. I don't know how to create a membership portal. I don't know how to create a fucking program. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. He's like, great. He's like, so what's the opposite of this? I'm like, oh, the opposite. And he would make me say it in a way that's really concise and in present tense. Not like, I will have the skills that I need to succeed. No, because that's subconsciously telling your subconscious mind that you will sometime in the future, right? So it's like, well, what's the opposite of this? What do you want to believe? I'm like, I want to believe that I have all the skills I need to succeed in my coaching business. He's like, right. So we did something like that. It was a bit better. I can't fully remember it. I'm like, cool, that feels so much better. And he's like, okay, cool. And there was a last one around money. And I think my money one was like basically, going from time for money to I'm just that coach that makes 10K cash months. I'm just that coach that makes 10K cash months. I'm just that coach that makes 10K cash months. So we looked at my money belief too. And then what he made me do, it was wild. And this is why I tell you, my mum and dad, and we're in the kitchen making coffee. He's like, right. And he puts on a 3-minute song through Zoom. He's like, you're going to get down on your knees so where I can see you, and you're going to start, not even on your knees, sorry. You're going to start doing push-ups, right? And you're going to start aligning your physiology, your body, and you're going to start incanting and screaming out these beliefs over and over and over and over again. I'm like, what? And this is why also you want them to be concise and easy to remember. So I'm like, what? He's like, yep. And he got me to write them down, the 3 beliefs. And he put on the song and he's like, go. And it was like a fucking drill sergeant. And I just remember this moment so clearly in my mind. 1, it pushed me way out of my comfort zone. Number 2, like I'm sitting there on the fucking floor doing push-ups with him there holding me accountable. He's like, louder, I don't believe you, keep going. And I'm like, I have all the skills I need to succeed. I'm not just that coach that makes 10K months. I was circulating these 3 beliefs over and over and over, louder, more, I don't believe you. And I'm just saying they get like 3 minutes for like 3 fucking years. Mind you, I'm shit scared of what my parents think, right? I've come out of the coaching call and my mum and dad are like literally like, they didn't say anything at the time because they wanted to be super supportive. But literally like years later, when I truly built success in my coaching business and they didn't think that I was just in some sort of fucking cult, our little Alexandra, she's given up her senior graphic design position to do what? They were a bit confused. They shared with me years later, we literally thought that you were part of a cult. Like, we were like, what the fuck is going on in that room, right? But I remember so clearly that for me was like a jolt. It was like an identity shifting pivotal moment in my life where I was just fucking deciding of what I was ingraining in my subconscious mind. And I didn't give a fuck. I was doing it in front of my coach, doing it loud. People, my mum and dad, who were typically a lot of the time we do it for mummy and daddy. So here I am starting my new coaching business, trying to prove unconsciously probably to mummy and daddy, and they're in the fucking kitchen thinking, what the fuck has happened with our daughter? She's gone fucking mad, right? And I remember that being such a pivotal moment in my life. And basically he made me do that. He's like, right, every single day, this is going to be your belief rewiring exercise, which brings me beautifully back to how to rewire your broke mindset and collapse time and bullshit record time. This is what you want to do for yourself. You want to get clear on the 1 or 2 or 3. You want to maximum only be rewiring 3 beliefs at once, not like 10. This is why affirmations a lot of the time don't work. I don't want you reading out fucking 50 pages of affirmations. I would rather you get clear on 3 beliefs that you are ingraining into your subconscious mind, and you're reprogramming your subconscious mind on the daily through repetition every fucking day. Now, if you compare that up with emotional cinematic music to engage your heart, and you can say it with conviction, with passion, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is fantasy, right? You are literally telling it what to believe through that repetition. If you can then add to it, go down to the beach, do push-ups, scream it out loud, be seen in front of people. I call this my courage ritual, by the way, in 5DU. Sometimes my clients need a bit of a kick up the fucking ass. If anyone's going through a bit of a wormhole, they're going through a bit stuck, I'm literally like, you know what to do? It's a courage ritual, and I've crafted this 11-minute audio, and I take them step by step. Like there's basically a 5-phase sequence of this courage ritual. Any client that ever does it more than 7 days in a row at the beach, their entire fucking self-belief skyrockets. They become delusional. Sales start flowing again. It's fucking magic. I, for me, already know that if I was to go back and do the courage ritual and do this consistently, I would quantum shift to my next level. Like it's a guaranteed. That tool alone in the Bulletproof Reprogramming System is incredible. And it's something that my mentor taught me 9.5 years ago. Right? He called it the morning audio ritual. I call it the courage ritual. So basically you want to get clear on 1 or 2 or 3 beliefs. You want to look at what it sounds like disempowering. Then you want to flip it. You want to state them in present now tense, okay? And then you want to incorporate it with some music, or maybe go down the beach, be seen, do it with like while you're doing squats or push-ups, something physiological as well. So you're combining your physiology in your body as well. I probably did that for the first 3 months in my business. I'm going to say I probably skipped like 1 or 2 days. So imagine that, 3 months in a row, 12 weeks straight, ingraining those, installing those beliefs. It's no wonder I shifted into a 10K week. It's no wonder I built an entire membership platform program, was selling clients into my business. It's no wonder I upskilled in lead magnets, personal branding, fucking click funnels, landing pages. I learned everything. Why? Because I had the belief that I have all the skills and the resources I need in order to succeed. And because I had that belief and I was ingraining it every single day, I was more likely to then sit in front of my computer, not be overwhelmed, and actually implement and do what was necessary to do it. Right? Most of us are trying to take action and change our life with shitty fucking beliefs installed in our subconscious mind. You want to look at this, you want to rewire yourself, you want to reprogram yourself every single day and then take action from there. Because after all, you are just one big organic computer. And I'll leave you with this little neuroscience tidbit. It takes 651 repetitions for a new belief to be installed in your subconscious mind. Once it's installed as a program in your subconscious mind projects that out like a projector, like you're seeing through a projector's lens, which is playing out the movie of your life, and your 3D reality will conform to your most dominant programs in the subconscious mind. So if it takes 651 repetitions, break that down. What if I got clear on 3 new beliefs that I need to say over and over and over again every single day? What if I said them out aloud 10 times a day? If I said them out aloud 10 times a day, then I know that all it would take is 65 days, and that would be 650 times that I've said 3 different beliefs, which means my hologram is going to start shifting, which is interesting, isn't it? Because you do this one little process that's going to take you fucking 3 minutes. You just put on one fucking song, you go down the beach and you say it over and over again. You do this one thing every single day for 2 months straight. That's 651 repetitions. And neuroscience tells us, this is backed by science, that your hologram will start shifting. The reality is most people can't be fucked being consistent like this, which is why you don't have the fucking life that you want, and just why you keep saying broke and struggling, because you are not consistent enough, and you do not have fucking structure, you do not have discipline, you do not have focus, you do not have accountability, which tells me you either aren't in the right program, you either aren't invested enough, and you need accountability. You're trying to do it by yourself. Stop it. I didn't create the success by myself. Why are you trying to do it by yourself? Right? And it also is very much in alignment with metaphysics. So quantum physics tells us it takes anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks for the metaphysical and the physical to start aligning. Meaning, what are beliefs? What are beliefs? Beliefs are fucking nothing. You can't measure beliefs. You can't see beliefs. You can't look into my subconscious mind and see beliefs. It's poof magic. It's immeasurable. Emotions, beliefs, thoughts, you cannot measure them. You physically, tangibly cannot see thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, which is why manifestation is such a fucking woo-woo out there concept. But you can't see Wi-Fi. You don't fucking question that. You can't see time. You don't question that. You can't see gravity. You don't fucking question that. So stop questioning how real this is. Stop questioning through repetition and consistency how much your life can fucking transform. That's all I did to transform my life. So go get clear on 3 shitty beliefs, flip them, what do you want to believe, and start this process today. And if you want support, you want full access to my bulletproof reprogramming system, you want to stop guessing, you want to stop fucking around, you want my accountability, book in a chat, link is in the show notes below. I love you. And thank you for letting me yell at you for 20 minutes. Thanks for tuning into the Alex Tripod Show. If this episode activated something inside of you, leave a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify and hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you never miss a frequency drop. Because this isn't just a podcast, it's a mission to raise the vibration of humanity, to awaken millions, to build new Earth, one lit up legend at a time. And if you're ready to go deeper, wilder, and all in on your soul's legacy, come play on Instagram at Alex Tripod. I'm there daily dropping codes, calling out bullshit, and helping you manifest the life you actually want. Let's keep playing big because we're only just getting started.